Claire, good afternoon. My name is John Powell. I'm running for Charlotte City Council at large. Jack, I appreciate you reaching out to me and the other candidates to answer these wonderful questions that you provided for us, to inform Montclaire, to let Montclaire decide who would be the best type of person to represent them as a city councilman, in this case, city council at large. You've given us 5 minutes, so it's going to be tough to answer all these questions. You've got some great questions. So I'm going to focus on those questions that pertain really to city council. But I do want to say this, you've got some great school board questions, and I would love to hear some of the answers from the other candidates as far as the school board candidates when they answer these. I'm a product of CMS, and it's so important. So with a little over 4 minutes left, let's dive right into it. Again, I'm a native son of Charlotte, born and raised here. I'm fortunate to live in my childhood home with my wife and our 2 rescue dogs. Our children have already grown up, and they've moved. They've gone away. I serve as one of your representatives on the Zoning Board of Adjustment. That's a quasi-judicial branch of our government that listens to variance cases and makes rulings on those cases. As far as community-wise, I've done a lot of volunteer work. I continue to do a lot of volunteer work. But probably one of the most rewarding opportunities I've had is to serve as a deacon in my church. That's where I was given the ability to listen and discern. That's what I bring to city council. That's what I bring to the community. I want to represent and be a voice for our community. And the only way to do that is not talk about my platform issues, not talk about me, but listen to y'all. Find out what your concerns are, what your needs are, and let's address those needs and concerns. So with a little more than 3 minutes left to this, let's dive in straight into your questions. I'm going to look above. I'll be glancing up like this to read your questions because I have them on a board behind us. So let's see what we can go through and see the first question. All right, here's one. As the growth of Charlotte continues, what do you believe is the most important needed city improvement? Wow. We're talking about infrastructure needs. We're talking about, the physical aspects of our roadways, our sidewalks, our sewer and our water capacity. We're talking about affordable housing. We're talking about a lot of things. But I'm going to go off on a tangent here, and I'm going to talk about the intangible. We need to reestablish trust. The city that I was born, that I was raised in, we trusted each other. We believed in each other. A handshake was a good thing. Right now there's so much hate, there's so much noise, there's so much rhetoric going on. We need some leaders like myself who can cut to the chase. We can look at questions, look at concerns, and we can drive towards a resolution to resolving those issues. So that's what we need, trust. Let's go back in. Here's another question. How would you have managed the chaos of the 2016 city riots, and how can we prevent them in the future? I'm going to say this. I was honored because I've made a lot of friends on city council, county commission, and school board. And so when everything broke loose, I was emailed and texted, John, what would you do? And what I would have done, I would have called, quite frankly, for our mayor to not meet with a future gubernatorial candidate and call a curfew. What things were getting out of hand, and what leaders need to do, leaders of Charlotte need to do, is focus on Charlotte issues. And I think if we had enforced a curfew, it would have quelled a lot of the noise as far as that goes, given city council and the mayor a chance to rally along with our chief and do the right things. Unfortunately, Chief Putney, who is a dear friend of mine, was forced into making a decision without any support from our mayor. And I applaud Chief Putney because he went out on a limb and did the right thing. So Chief Putney, if you're watching, thank you, sir. I truly appreciate what you're doing for our community and what you continue to do. All right, let's go back down to a few more things. Let's see. What is something you think the city needs that would not be popular for you to get elected? Wow, great question. Again, I'm going to come back to listening. People have concerns and questions that are not popular, but they're concerning to them. And so you need to address everybody's concerns as they're your own. So I don't know if won't call it maybe not popular, but that's our job, to do what we're supposed to do. We're a representative of the people. Well, look, I've got 15 seconds, so let me go ahead and cut this off. But please reach out to me, call me, email me, text me, write me, because I want to serve you. Again, my name is John Powell. And again, thank you so much for your time. Have a great evening.